One thing that I have not been able to talk about from personal experience so far is your breast milk supply while you're on your period. I have seen lots of posts and women asking questions and talking about a breast milk supply dip while they're on their periods. My baby's awake. I hear her. Let's see. I'm gonna go get her. I have got absolutely crazy mom hair this morning. One thing that I have not been able to talk about from personal experience so far is your breast milk supply while you're on your period. I have seen lots of posts and women asking questions and talking about a breast milk supply dip while they're on their periods. But me personally, I haven't had personal experience with it, so I haven't talked about it yet. Little backstory, I got pregnant with my 3-year-old in June of 2014. He was born in March, or the end of March of 2015. So I have not had a period since I got pregnant with him. A lot of times women breastfeeding will not ovulate and will not have a period. And it's different for every woman. Some women get theirs back when their babies are just a couple months old, even though they're breastfeeding. And some women don't get it back the entire time that they are breastfeeding until the very end when their baby's almost weaned. And then a lot of women, most women, it'll be sometime between then. I know with my second baby, I got mine back when he was 7 months, after he had started eating solid foods. And it's just very different, but it depends on how much they're nursing and if they're still nursing overnight. But Watson was 17 months old when I obviously ovulated again. I never got my first period. I got pregnant with Isley instead. So then of course you don't have one during pregnancy, and so far she'll be a year old next Saturday. Can't believe that, but so far I haven't had one. But last night when she was nursing and this morning when she was nursing, I was cramping really bad. So I have a feeling that my first period in 4 years exactly this month is right around the corner. So I wanted to talk about some of the posts I've seen on some of the breastfeeding support groups I'm on, and some of the things I've read and research I've done about your hormones while you're on your period, as it relates to breastfeeding, and things that you can do to help with a supply dip that you may encounter when you do get your first postpartum period. One thing that I do have personal experience with hormonal wise while breastfeeding is, since I breastfed through pregnancy, my pregnancy with Isley, I was still breastfeeding Watson. I did notice the hormonal shift and milk supply change that comes along with pregnancy. That's when I started doing research about hormonal changes affecting milk supply. It was almost immediate that I noticed a drastic drop in my milk supply right after I found out I was pregnant. It was pretty much cut in half. And by the time I was 14 weeks or so, I was completely dry nursing him. There was no milk there. When I was about 24 weeks, I got my colostrum in, and So I was getting some then, but it wasn't milk, it was colostrum. It was the thick, yellowish milk that a newborn gets. It's the same with your period. A hormonal shift is what happens to cause your milk supply to go down. I've also heard a lot of theories as far as your period goes, that the blood calcium levels dropping due to menstruation can cause your milk supply to go down. I have also heard my La Leche League leader tell women that are worried about supply drops during their period, and it's a temporary thing. It's usually in the first few days leading up to your period, and then your milk supply returns within a few days after starting. So she suggests for a week before and the week during your menstrual period to take a magnesium calcium supplement. A magnesium calcium supplement is what she also suggested to me during pregnancy, not so much for the calcium levels, but for the magnesium benefits whenever I was having nursing aversion during pregnancy, mainly when I was dry nursing. Nursing aversions, I've talked about before, are horrible. You have no control over it. You just cringe when you're breastfeeding. You don't want to be breastfeeding. You want to just end the nursing session. And it's not something that is in my baby's awake. I hear her. Let's see. I'm gonna go get her. Good morning. Hello. It's so dark in here. Now I'm nursing my baby, so I'm gonna finish up here. But if you are experiencing a supply drop due to the return of your menstrual period, you can expect a temporary dip every month around the same time. It's something that some women experience, some women don't, but if you are one that is experiencing it, just know that it is temporary. Your milk supply will return. Just keep nursing, and your baby will nurse more often to get the same amount of milk, so you can expect that. And a calcium and magnesium supplement should help with your supply dip. You may have to take it up to a week or so before your menstrual period starts. So you can't just wait till you see a supply dip to start taking it and expect it to counteract that. So I hope this helped someone who didn't otherwise know to do that, or know that they were going to expect a supply dip. Just one of the many things that you have to overcome when you're breastfeeding. I am not looking forward to the start of mine, which I'm expecting soon, because like I said, every time she nurses since yesterday, I am cramping really bad. It's been 4 years, so I'm expecting a horrible first one.